So here's step one. First, you're gonna study your whole life, believing that studying will bring you good things in life, right? Because that's what you heard from your parents. That's what you heard from all of your relatives, even though they didn't do the same. And they supposedly want a better future for you. Okay, that hasn't worked, and and it's the most frustrating thing is to have studied my whole life and applied myself to it, even left a few jobs that I had because I couldn't the what I was studying was really difficult. So I I wasn't able to pass in all of the disciplines while working because I would get to the classes really tired and I had to leave the jobs. So what I did was to get an internship. So it took me 2 extra years to graduate because I would just get less disciplines by each semester, and that would allow me to gather experience, right? Because I was working in my field. I was working in a plant nursery, in a native tree nursery in the university. So I could work there and go attend to my classes, and that made it possible. So I have experience in my area, and I just, yeah, that takes me to step two, which is now try to get a job in your area, because even with experience you will be rejected over and over and over and over again. You will be rejected. And if you try to get a job, let's say England, which has a lot of place for a forestry engineer, that has a lot of working possibilities for a forestry engineer, or Germany, or let's say Portugal, Spain, France. All of those countries have Canada, also the United States. You will not be able to find a job. Why? Because they will not sponsor your visa. Yeah, they don't want immigrants in their countries, and rightfully so, because some people do it illegally, and that's why they are not kind of accepting anybody now. Anyone now, and that makes it a tad more difficult, right? So, and even if you try to get a totally different job, which is what most of my college colleagues are doing now, most of them are not working in forestry engineering, anything related to forestry engineering, and they're earning less than what they have studied for. Okay, they very low salaries and stuff like this. And the ones that are working in the area could recommend a good buddy, right? Especially the ones that used to copy homework and stuff like that and cheat on exams and stuff like that. I'm not gonna rat anyone out. I'm just saying that people do this, right? It's not news. People do this. It's not news. And yeah, so even those buddies, the cool buddies, they won't recommend you to wherever the place that they're working in, and at least warn you when there's a new vacancy, right? Because why would they? Because why would they, right? And yeah, so I think that's it for step two. Let's go to step three. Step three is trying to set up a business with a business partner, a friend, someone that you've known for a long time, and it's in the construction area, and you try and you make your prototype and everything goes right. You put how is it called, an announcement on the internet, and you sell it. you get a contract and you get a client, they accept, they pay for everything, and then when the job is almost done, after many episodes of disrespect, disregard, and you giving your blood, sweat, and tears, you know, after many episodes of disrespect and disregard for my efforts, you just get you just give up, right? After waiting from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. after from 8 to midday, after waiting for your business partner to arrive when they said they would, and they don't, and they just show up at 14 p.m. I go, I have lunch, and I come back, and the guy still has not arrived. And then you just decide, man, oh, these motorcycles, they kind of irritate me, man. I must be blunt. It's seriously irritating, because the highway is kind of far, man. It's at least 500 meters to get there. Okay, let's continue. So you come back and the guy still has not arrived, and then he arrives, but it's already what are you gonna work? What are you gonna do if you only have an afternoon to work? I mean, you could do stuff, but the time that was set was not 14 o'clock, it was 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. It doesn't matter, because you waited more than 4 hours, right? You at least 4 hours you had to wait for him. And the sons and daughters of the client are passing by and seeing you there in front of their gate. Like, what is this guy doing here all alone? I think we should fear for our lives, right? Because it's kind of weird that he's just standing there, that he's just inside of his car watching us here. And yeah, when the guy arrives, the father of one of the clients is arrived already also, and he's watching everything you do. And we had to unload a truck full of wood, full of lumber to use in the construction there. And I'm not even gonna say what we were building in there, but it was awesome. It was a really cool project. It was his idea, but I helped him from day zero, from the prototype. I was there. I was every day that I would work in his house. We built a lot of stuff in there. Then we transported everything to the building site, and then we started to build in there. Had some bricks also delivered in there, but the wood part and the metal part we did it in his house. So every time that I would go there to his house, it was 20 something kilometers to get there, 20 something kilometers to get back. And a lot of stuff happened, man, and it was great, but the disrespect is not acceptable, at least not for me. I wouldn't tolerate it anymore, so it was building up. I gave many chances. I talked about it, and I said, look, I cannot tolerate this. And the guy just seized the opportunity to keep the whole budget for him, because he knew that at some point I would drop out. And so I did. It was that day that I was talking about. I just completely dropped out. I said, look, man, it's okay then. You just keep everything, my part. That's it. So that's what I did. I went home that day and didn't come back but it's okay, because he had a helper also. We had a helper also, another contractor with us. We were paying him, so at least the contractor got to earn a little bit more, because my part was probably split. It was probably split. So yeah, that's step 3. Try to set up a business with a business partner and and get screwed over, and you just give up. get betrayed also. And yeah, now step 4, try to open your own business, because that's what you should do, right? You cannot trust even your shadow, so try to open your, these days you cannot even trust your own shadow, man. And now you just try to set up a business on your own. And while you're at it, people are telling you, you know, relatives and all, and friends, people are telling you that it's not gonna work, it's not good enough, you're never gonna make it. Oh man, this is so much fun, you know, to have people believing in you. To have people believing in you. It's so much fun. You see, it's kind of, and I'm gonna make another video about this too. It's the herd mentality. It's the you see, it's a conformity behavior that people have. I'll make a video just for that, because yeah, in the past it was what made us survive, you know. It was a survival matter. But we're not in those times anymore. I mean, yes, it's still implanted in our DNA, in our brains, sure, but we don't live in those times anymore. We're not in prehistorical age anymore. You see, we're not Neanderthals anymore. We are Homo sapiens, and and we don't need that anymore. A person can start their own business and be successful. Why not? Many people in the world did that. But no, it's not gonna work for you. You'll never be enough. You're not going to make it. You'll not be able to sell anything you produce yourself. You manufacture yourself, because people only buy things that are manufactured by big companies. And part of that is true, man. I accept that. Okay? As much as people want to say that they support local businesses and stuff like that, they don't. Alright? That's the truth. They don't. They don't give a rat's thing about your local business, man. That's why so many people try and fail. So I have invested a few thousands into tools, but I was not able to buy every single tool that I needed, because I also needed some materials. But everything is still in there now, because I started to doubt myself, because nobody would believe me. And the one relative of yours that said he believed in you, he was going to invest in you, 1 month later he was the most aggressive one, telling you that you're never going to make it. You don't have what it takes to make it. And so I started to doubt myself, and all of the progress that I was doing in my business, in my own business, went to the toilet, you know, inside of my own mind. Now I kind of don't even believe myself anymore. And in the beginning, and it's crazy, man, because I have experience doing what I'm doing. I have learned a lot from experienced workers in this area that I'm trying to what's the word for this? Anyway, in this area that I'm trying to invest and build and do stuff, right? And trying to be an entrepreneur. I know many successful entrepreneurs tried to open up 5-6 failed businesses, right? And at one point something stuck. You know, they threw 5 things on the wall and one of them stuck, and that's what they went for, right? And that was my plan too. I was believing in myself, and I don't anymore. So yeah, Step 5 is now that for the first time in let's say 18 years from what I was able to count, from the first time in 18 years, get yourself in debt again. Oh man, this is great. Get yourself in debt trying to fix everything that is falling apart so you can have a proper place to work, even though it's in the garage. But the garage is full of holes. The canopy in there, it's a canopy, right, in the garage. It's not a wooden structure like usually it is in here. And try to fix that, try to fix the car, try to fix transportation for you to go do your errands and stuff like this. And yeah, man, and it's not even a big deal, you know. It's $200. Transformed into USD is approximately $200. But now I just, and I'm going to present my solutions for all of that. I forgot to say that I'm going to present the 3 solutions that I found to solve all of this problem, and also not allow that this debt goes snowballing too much. So yeah, in a few months I'll be able to fix everything again. But part of this debt also is because you tried to help a friend that was in need. He was trying to unalive himself, and you went there, you helped, and you lend him some money, and he says he's gonna pay, but he doesn't. So yeah, one more friendship destroyed. At least I did my part, right, as a friend. That's what friends should do for each other. Be there for each other. It doesn't matter how much money you have to spend for that. And it wasn't a lot, but I was expecting to get paid back, you know, because he has a job, I don't, right? But he was needing it, and yeah, call me a fool, because I am in many ways. Getting a job today as an introvert, going back to step 2, trying to get a job. Getting a job for an introvert that has ADHD and dyslexia and feels anxiety all day, wakes up thinking about unaliving himself as well, goes to bed thinking the same thoughts, and it's involuntary because it just gets to a point where you lose all hope, right? But it's not my intention. I'm still gonna grind away, and I know that at some point I will be able to make it. And I'm not even thinking about taking any revenge, but yeah, one day those people, they will be calling me. One day they would, like it always is, you know, guys, you know, you have everybody has this experience in life, and one day those people will call you. One day those people will remember you, and and when that day comes, I'm not even gonna brag or anything like that. I'm just gonna say thanks, but no thanks, or I'm just not even gonna bother to answer anything, right? To bother to answer to any requests to see me or to talk to me. Anyway, it's not a revenge, you know. It's just learning to have more self-respect, and trust me, you can learn that all your life, and you will still be able to let yourself down in a situation like that again, because we're human, right? And so now it's time to speak about good stuff, right? And what I think the solutions for these 5 steps are. My next steps are going to be, so the first one is I'm going to sell my car. and I have been in so many adventures with this car. I have driven around the whole country. I was able to visit incredible places in here that I was hoping I would be able to show you in the near future, but now I'll only be able to do that if I hitchhike, and it's really dangerous to hitchhike in Brazil. Not many people give rides in here because it's a dangerous thing to do. But anyway, yeah, sell the car, then I'll be able to stop the debt from snowballing so much further, you know. I mean, it's still very fresh. I still have a month for that, and I believe I'll be able to sell the car. I'm just gonna just put, I forgot the right word for this, when you put a price below what is worth. I know the word, but I'm not remembering right now. It's something cut. It's a low cut, low ball. Yeah, I'm gonna low ball my own car so I can sell it right away, and I think that will work because I talked to the guys in the mechanics that do work in my usually do some work in my car that needs fixing, and offering them some money as well for helping me with that. And they told me, look, this car that you have with only 100,000 kilometers on its motor, man, you're gonna sell it really fast. I promise you. If you're really sure about this, you're gonna sell it fast. So I'm offering them a bit of money too, and yeah, that's the first step. So with that money, I'll be able to pay my debt and not be in debt anymore. And it's not a lot of money, so most part of the money I make with the selling the car is going to be, I get to keep it, so I can invest in more tools and more materials to build some outdoor furniture. By the way, the plans are great, but I'm not also I'm also not being able to find the right dimensions for the wood to build these outdoor furniture sets that I bought from Are Balloni. He is a Norwegian woodworker. It was really cheap. Go to his YouTube channel and his Etsy page. You'll see there the really detailed woodworking plans. Really good stuff. But the lumber yards here, I just can't find the right dimensions for the wood, so I'll have to kind of use my engineering skills to adapt and build it with the dimensions of wood that I can find, because it's crazy, man. I've called so many lumber yards, they don't even have some of those dimensions, and it's pretty normal dimensions. But I think that some people that I talked to in these lumber yards, they just didn't want to bother, you know, with that much work. So yeah, they lost a lot of money not wanting to work. Anyway, in the other side, I'm here desperate to work on something, desperate to serve. I worked various jobs in my life. I was a private teacher for kids in high school and middle school, and I was how do you call it's not a rental, and those guys that I forgot the name for that, also those guys that work with renting and selling real estate. I forgot the proper name for those. I know the word, but it just escaped me now. So if you remember, please tell me in the comments. I'll feel like such a stupid person for not remembering these two words that I forgot right now, but help me. All right. So that's one solution, and then the second solution is I don't even need more tools. I just need the materials, right? But they will be expensive. I cannot use credit for that, otherwise the debt will just skyrocket. It is just dumb to buy it now. So I'll sell the car, pay the debt, and then buy more materials, buy materials to make the furniture sets that will be able to sell at a high ticket, and because they're beautiful and not many people have those designs. You can only find it in Arebalone. It was his grandfather that used to make those outdoor furniture sets. It's beautiful, beautiful stuff, and I'm sure it will sell. Those products will sell for themselves. I just have to announce it on the internet and it will sell. And then also in the long run, make this channel grow, because why not, right? What do I have to lose? I have literally nothing to lose after I sell the car, right? Yeah, it's sad, man, but those are the 5 steps to become a broke loser in your 30s. I'm 35 now. And you may ask, what did you do with all the money you got from the previous work? Yeah, I spent it studying, man. It's not cheap to study here if you're not if you don't have a very wealthy family. You have to pay for transportation every day. Anyway, studied in one of the best universities in the country, and it was not easy to get there, to be accepted there. And became a 35-year-old loser that still lives with his mom. I lived alone a few times in my life, but I had to go back to her place because rents are just going crazy. They were progressively getting crazy, the rent prices and housing and all of that. And let me tell you something about Brazil. You can have I know people, and most of the population lives in this condition, all right? Nobody can afford a house right now. Nobody can afford a house unless they're living with their parents. And I know people that have 50 or 60, 50 at least, all right, that still live with their parents because they cannot afford housing for themselves, all right? People that work for the government, all right, they're public, another word that I forgot, those people that work for the government, yeah, man, like police officers, firefighters, and those boring office jobs that you do for the Senate, the Congress chamber, the Congress, courts, and stuff like that, those boring kind of jobs, right? And even those people are struggling with housing, and they're living with their parents as well. So it's not very uncommon. Brazilians will tell you that, no, it's because Brazilian people, they love their family. No, they don't, man. Living with your family sucks. It's not cool. It's not nice. People will judge you for that, and I just accept my I just accept my doom, you know. And at least I'm honest enough to tell you, it's not nice to live with your mom when you're 35, because she probably cries in the shower because her son wasn't able to make it in life, and even though I fucking tried, all right. So yeah, those are the 5 steps and my 3 solutions for it. And if nothing works, man, then I give up. Okay, these are my last attempts to make it. I have to admit, I still have a little bit of hope in my heart that things will finally go out well for me. And yeah, I think that's it. Hope you enjoyed. I tried to be most honest I could. I left so many details and so many episodes of what happened in my life to lead me to where I am, but I don't want to blame anyone else. Of course, I blamed a few people along this talk, but yeah, those are the ones that really deserve that, right? And I exposed the reasons why, not with a lot of detail, but I tried. So that's it, guys. Tell me what you think. And I never do this because I think it's lame AF. But if you enjoyed this, just like, comment, and subscribe. Try to help me out on the long run with YouTube, so they can recommend my videos a bit more. That would be nice. Thank you if you do that, and thank you if you watched until here. Bye.